Hello everyone! The 55th episode of the new 18th season of Skibidi Toilets has been released, entitled, "Someone is Striking Back," and we have a lot to analyze in it. Maybe you didn't notice a lot because of how quickly this episode developed, so get ready. In episode 55, I will show you in detail all the secrets and Easter eggs that you may have missed or not noticed. We'll talk about plunger cameraman destroyed a mountain of toilets, new secret signs on the streets, the new electromagnetic parasite Dissibler laser tank is absolutely destroyed, brown cameraman is back in action, new weapons for cameramen, and new weapons for the army of Skibidi toilets. What is the secret agent doing here? The return of the mutant skibist with the super hypersonic magnetic engine and a thermonuclear gun. The appearance of a new radioactive, poisonous skull of skibidists. The Titan plasma arm cannon is broken. In any case, watch the video to the end so as not to miss any interesting secret. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these analytical videos. You can also comment below what theory video you want to see in the next episodes. Get comfortable, let's get it on. The series begins with how we see that plunger cameraman stands on a pile of defeated toilets, showing us that the battle was powerful and fierce, and the cameraman had a hard time. We also understand that plunger cameraman very cool and strong character because he single-handedly defeated so many opponents. Next, we see how the army of cameramen continues to clear the city of toilets. They confidently move along the street in a slender march in their hands. We see new weapons, paralyzing assault rifles. We also see a new type of weapon in the hands of large cameramen now. Their details are not very visible, but we immediately understand that a team of cameraman scientist team is working very intensively to provide their army. Look at the formation of the army is the same cameraman in brown clothes. As we already know from episode 54, he is hopelessly in love with a mysterious woman. Look closely, we also see new four-wheeled plasma paralyzing cannons. These war machines are controlled by large cameramen. I suspect these cannons are for flying toilets. In front of a column of walking cameramen, we see a new electromagnetic parasite Dissibler laser tank moving. It runs on some kind of fuel, which is unknown to us. This can be seen from two large barrels fixed on the sides of the tank. Next, two combat helicopters of Skibidi toilets attack the column. They begin to attack the army of cameramen with the help of missiles. They fire two main shots at the tank, but the tank's armor is so powerful that it can easily cope with this attack. Two new man-portable plasma stun guns are immediately brought into action. Controlled by large chambers of exchange, these cannons deliver a quick and devastating retaliation against the Skibidi helicopters. Instantly paralyzed Skibidi helicopters fall to the ground and crash to their deaths. Noticing the death of his comrades, a new improved triple-type Skibidi urinal rushes to the rescue, equipped with jackpad engines and 5 rocket launchers of a very powerful caliber. Such powerful projectiles can no longer be held by the armor of the new tank. Therefore, sensing trouble, our beloved TV Titan man immediately comes to the rescue. He delivers a crushing shot from his plasma cannon, mounted on his left arm, directly into the head of the average large leader of the triple Skibidi toilet, and destroys him but the other two while still alive. The toilet urinal manages to release a Titamen rocket charge, but its armor is so powerful that it can withstand such incredible tests. Reflecting the blow, the TV Titan man grabs the toilet urinal and throws it with all his might against the neighboring building, which leads Skibidi to the toilet to inevitable death. Next, we see how the cameraman cargo helicopters are moving across the sky, most likely transporting part of the cameraman troops. A Skibidi mutant with an electromagnetic supersonic engine and a thermonuclear gun, already familiar to us from past series, quietly penetrated their ranks. He begins ruthlessly destroying cargo helicopters. One of the helicopters is trying to hide from the impudent and vile enemy, but he overtakes him and destroys him with one shot. At the same moment, the TV Titan man rushes to the aid of his brothers, leaving the main road and leaving the column of troops unprotected. Further, we see that black puffs of smoke appear exactly the same as those appear from the teleportation of TV men. The army of cameramen looks at all this in confusion, perhaps thinking that now TV man Titan will come to their aid, which has repeatedly saved their army from destruction. But what was to their incredible surprise that instead of an assistant from a black cloud, a terribly ugly face of a dead skull equipped with titanic armor and protective plates appeared. Cameramen with new guns and super plasma armored personnel carriers on 4 wheels also hit the scary, radioactive, poisonous skull of Skibidists. What was to their surprise was that the weapon had absolutely no effect on the ugly skull, and the point here was not even in its iron protective plates. There is a theory that the new plasma paralyzing cameraman weapons can only act on organic flesh, so the scientist Skibidis urgently developed a new technology based on black necromancy and restoring a huge toilet boil from the dead, turning it into a terrifying weapon of death. Who knows? Perhaps this is the former corpse of the G-Man himself. If you have any guesses and theories, then write about it in the comments. Part of the army quickly realized that they could no longer cope with this threat, and their guns were useless, leaving everything and not quickly rushing to run away. Only a small part of the army was left to fight this terrible necro-poison skull. Completely ignoring the camera's army attempts to destroy it, the acid necroskull began to spew out a stream of radioactive poisonous acid from its mouth, corroding everything in its path. The main mass of the stream poured directly onto the electromagnetic parasite Disabler laser tank. At the same moment, it literally crumbled like a flimsy children's toy. The cameraman soldiers standing nearby did not have time to hide and protect themselves and were immediately destroyed by a cloud of poisonous acid. It corroded their electrical parts and Meng's body fell dead. An attempt to free the infected speakerman failed with the collapse of the anti-parasite tank was completely destroyed. Wow! Oh my god! Here is the plot twist. Having dealt with the electromagnetic speed, mutant Titan T-Man urgently returns to the aid of his brothers and hits the skull defense with a crushing blow from his leather boot. Skull plates fly off to the side and expose his terrible black rotting eyeballs. We also see that the acid necroskull has a toilet equipped with a huge barrel of acid radioactive waste. TV Titan Man takes advantage of the acid skull's shock and fires his plasma cannon on his left arm right at his head. And oh horror, he discovers that his plasma cannon is broken. It caught fire either from an explosion that occurred too close to the cannon or from an overload that arose due to too frequent use. And what do you think because of what the titanium cannon broke? Write your theory in the comments. In order not to catch fire himself, the Titan TV Man rips off his own cannon and with the same cannon finishes off the already affected acid skull with a blow from above. Titan TV Man looks with regret at the POV cameraman filming all this from the first person. They are both in shock, and I think now what to do next. Pay attention to the shoulders of the Titan TV Man. There are 2 large additional surveillance cameras. Where were you at that moment? Plunger cameraman? Why didn't he come to the aid of his brothers? Why didn't he join this unequal battle as he usually does? What happened to him? Maybe he got scared, or maybe he was kidnapped. Write about it in the comments. We also understand that the cameraman in brown clothes managed to escape, which means that the love story in the style of a woman is not over, and we will see its development in the next episodes. Also, you may have noticed on the roofs of the building on the right and the advertising sign, there is an inscription, "They will come." That this may mean we are being warned of a new attack, or that an army is already being prepared somewhere with the new technology of a toilet scientist necromancer. In this frame, we observe that someone is closely following the army of cameramen. If we look closely, we will understand that this is a secret agent. What is he doing here? It's hard to understand yet, but one thing we know for sure is that this secret agent plays one of the most important roles in the series. We could also notice an advertisement with a green bottle and liquid on the building to the left of the road. Most likely the author is talking to us, and, as it were, hinting that some kind of green liquid will appear now, and indeed it happened that the skull of the toilet appeared and began to spit out destructive streams of radioactive poisonous acid. By the way, pay attention to the cadaverous black eyeballs of the poisonous Skibidi necroskull. Most likely the scientist Skibidi left them in order to somehow magically observe what is happening. There is also a theory that these new Skibidi skull toilets are somehow related to the Telemans because they appear from the same black teleport cloud. In past episodes, I have already talked about a possible connection with the cameraman and TV-men and Skibidi toilets through one managing owner about whom they know absolutely nothing, but he knows everything about them. Perhaps there is a traitor in the ranks of the TV men who taught the Skibidi necromancer scientists these technologies or gave them the stolen teleport core of digital magic. What do you think is the way to release the infected Titan Speakerman now? Because in order to create a new electromagnetic parasite disabler laser tank, you need a lot of time and new materials, given that a new tank needs to be created taking into account the fact that it can be attacked by acidic poisonous necroskull toilets. What design should this tank be in order to protect it from radioactive poisonous waste? Write your theories in the comments and we will consider them in detail. So, what strategy will the cameraman now take to move forward and save the Titan Speakerman? I hope we will see this and much more in the next episodes of the Skibidi Toilet series. If you are interested in this video, like and subscribe to the channel, and also write in the comments what analytical theories would you like to see more.